So this weekend we celebrate fiestas in Santa Fe, New Mexico. But why do we celebrate fiestas? Let me tell you. So we celebrate fiestas to commemorate and honor Don Diego de Vargas, who had to reconquer Santa Fe. He had to actually reconquer all of New Mexico in 1692. In 1680 was the Pueblo Revolt, and the natives forced all the Spaniards out of New Mexico, and they couldn't reconquer it for 12 years. 1692, they sent Don Diego de Vargas north, and he conquered New Mexico. So he conquered every pueblo all the way up the Rio Grande, and when he got to Santa Fe, the capital, the Native Americans surrendered to him. By that time, they lost courage, they lost hope, they knew they lost. They just lost. So this weekend, we celebrate and commemorate the reconquest of New Mexico by Don Diego de Vargas. So let me re-explain how the occupation of New Mexico happened. So in 1598, Oñate came north and actually settled in New Mexico, in what is today and what was then Okeawinge. He changed the name to San Juan, and it stayed with that name for years, all the way up until recently. But Okeawinge, or San Juan, that's where he originally settled in 1598. Then in 1607, he got arrested and sent back to Mexico City in chains for the atrocities that he did to the Native Americans. Then Pedro de Peralta founded Santa Fe, started building it in 1607, finished it in 1610, so it was established in 1610. Then in 1680, 70 years later, the natives all formed together, all the pueblos, under a pueblo chief named Pope from San Juan Pueblo. They revolted and they won, and they forced the Spaniards out. The Spaniards were forced out all the way back to Mexico, to what is today Mexico, south of the border, past El Paso. And every time the governor tried to regroup and come back to New Mexico, they would lose. Because not only were the Pueblos banded together, but also the Navajos, the Apaches, all the other natives banded together. So every time the Spaniards would come up, they would have to fight against a lot of natives, and they would lose. So they could never come back into New Mexico. Then in 1692, Don Diego de Vargas was sent, and he's the one that reconquered New Mexico. Don Diego de Vargas died in 1704, and 8 years later, they had the first Fiesta De Santa Fe in commemoration and honor of Don Diego de Vargas. So que viva Don Diego de Vargas, and que viva la Fiestas de Santa Fe, New Mexico. This is Tragedy. I hope you learned something new. I'm out.